Good good morning everybody. I'm on the stove. I'm making a one of those quick do ahead meals for today. I know I'm going to be doing a lot today, so I don't want to come in this evening having to cook anything at all. So I thought once I finished up breakfast this morning, I went ahead and start working on some food for this evening. What I'm going to make is my version of beefaroni. And pretty much you make the meat sauce like you do a spaghetti meat sauce, but some of the flavorings will be a little bit different. So what I'm going to use here, of course, I always use for my ground meat, I always use ground turkey. So I got my ground turkey in the pot already browning, and I got a couple of Italian sauces that I'm going to saute and slice up and put in there. So what I'm going to do here, change burners, let that continue to simmer on that back burner back there. I've already got my peppers and onions saute, and remember, for me, I always saute my onions, my peppers, and extra meats that I put into sauces, because that flavor is just so different. So for me, a lot of people say, why can't you just throw it on in there? Well, again, like I told you, it gives it a little color, extra flavor. It seals in flavor, and at the same time, it releases flavor. Even the meat, even this Italian sausage, it was frozen, and I put it in the microwave, so it sort of kind of cooked a little bit. But I'm gonna put it in here and saute it with those peppers and onions anyway, and it's all gonna end up in that turkey meat, and that's gonna be the sauce. So Kareem is here. He's working. He's loving his job. He actually goes into work on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays while he's in training from 6 a.m. So, of course, Grandma gets up at 6 a.m. Not actually 5, because he has to be there at 6. He likes to be there early, so I love that. I love that. And what else I love, too, y'all? Just take this as a tip. Pass this on to you young folks. Learn how to be cordial when you're growing up and when you're young. What I love that he does every morning, I take him, we sit there in the car, and he probably nods off as soon as we park. And then when he gets out the car, all the other workers are walking up to the door, and there's one gentleman that stands at the door to hold the door open to let everybody in. And I noticed on that first morning, Kareem extended his hand, and he shook the guy's hand. And the guy extended his and shook hands. I thought, that's the way you do it, Kareem. And then the next morning I took him, the next and the next. So every morning when he goes to work, before he walks in, he says good morning, shakes his hand. I said, now see, he get that from his grandma. Those are good habits to have, because let me tell you, sometimes when things are going on for looking at people for promotion or keeping people on, those things like that are tiebreakers. So he's having a good time at work. He even told me yesterday, he said, Grandma, I want some more hours. I want to go to work. I said, well, do a good job and be there on time. Of course, you're going to do that, and continue to be cordial, so they might want to keep you on, because this is seasonal work for right now because of the holidays. But who knows? They might find him somewhere. So I said, well, make yourself valuable by, doing things, volunteer for extra work or whatever. I said, even ask him. So anyway, Kareem's doing a great job. So he's off today. He'll be here throughout the day. And he's sort of sleeping in because, bless his heart, he's tired. He's not used to standing. But he's excited about his job, and I'm just as excited. So this meal here, I want to fix so he won't have to worry about lunch or dinner today. So I'm making my version of beefaroni, and I'm going to get it. What I'm going to have to do once I get the meat and the sauce all together, I'm going to boil these elbow macaroni. Probably, let's say I'm going to do 3 cups. You have to be careful with noodles. You'll say to yourself, oh, that's not enough. You keep pouring and pouring before you know you have an elephant in the room. So, I'm going to boil 3 cups of Mother's elbow macaroni, okay? And then once I get the meat sauce done, I'm going to mix it all together, and it's going to go in the oven, and I'm going to put some cheese on top. I've got some sharp cheddar that I'm going to put on top. And that's just a little salt I'm putting in my noodle water so it won't be so bland. Just salt it up a little bit. Okay. So this is one of those quick, easy meals. It probably takes 20 minutes for this part of it. And of course, it's going to have to go into the oven for another about 35-40 minutes. If everything's cooked, I just want to run it through the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes so the cheese melts through it and all the flavors get in there together. So I think both of these can be turned off. And then for my sauce, I'm going to put, of course, garlic powder, stewed tomatoes, basically make my own spaghetti sausage today. Some tomato paste and tomato sauce. And of course, Tone's Italian seasoning. So I'm going to get this all mixed up together. We get this ready to go into the oven. And then I've got to get ready, of course, to get downtown to the office. And I'm also going to be putting some of my beef flavored broth mix for extra flavor. And of course, I got to put sugar in there to cut some of the acidity from the tomatoes. So hang on just a second. I'm going to go ahead and start putting the sauce together. Okay, y'all. I'm back. I'm going to just let you watch me put this meat sauce together. As I've already told you, I've already melted the, not melted, but browned the ground turkey. Got it all browned up. So you have to put a little bit, you have to put a little bit of oil or water in your pan when you're dealing with ground turkey. Okay. I've already, and that's 1.25 pounds of ground turkey. And this is 1/2 pound of Italian sausage sliced up with some chopped onions and peppers sauteed in a separate skillet. See how different that is? Put all that in there together. Probably should have used a bigger pot, but I think this is going to work. Probably should have used a bigger pot, but we ain't going to worry about that right now. And because I know I'm going to have to put some water in that, I just put some water in that pan to get the rest of that goodie out of the bottom of that pan. Okay. You're in frame. Okay, so this is my stewed tomatoes. So this is a 14.5 ounce can of stewed tomatoes. And all I do is these stewed tomatoes, because they come sliced like that. These are the Food Line brand, by the way. Very, very good product, y'all. Don't sleep on it. So that is the stewed tomatoes. This is a can of Hunt's tomato sauce, which is a 15-ounce can. Okay. And this is a can of Food Line tomato paste. So got all our good tomato stuff going in there. So we're just putting everything already in there. That is a 6-ounce can. One thing about making this kind of meat sauce, you can make as much or as little. If you want to make a lot, you can always freeze it. So if you want to make just the right amount, then you get a feel for it over time. So this is going to be one of the sauces I'm going to have in my cookbook that I'm working on. So you're getting it firsthand demonstrated here. So as you can see, everything is all mixed in there together. And I'm going to go over here and turn the heat down under my elbow macaronis, because I think they're almost ready. Turn the heat off from under those, because at this point I can just let them sit there in the water until I get through, because we don't want to cook them real mushy. We want to cook them al dente. Okay, so let's get the rest of our ingredients going on over here. I am going to now put I'm going to put a tablespoonful of my dry beef broth mix in there. It's the one I get from the Asian market. And we're going to do a tablespoon of garlic powder. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1/4 cup of sugar. Okay. And I already put some of my Italian, this Tone's Italian seasoning. This is the best stuff. It has all the Italian flavors for meat sauce that you need. It's already in the package. So I'm just going to put I already put one. When I was cooking my meat, that's the other thing too. While you're browning that ground beef or ground turkey or whatever meat you're going to use, go ahead and put some of that seasoning in there, because what it does is season that meat through and through, and just has the best flavor. As you can see, that's real thick. Okay, we don't want it quite that thick. So like I told you back here where I brown those peppers, onions, and the Italian sausage, I just poured water in there. You just want to rinse all that goodie, pour it right in there. And also, you know how you do your tomato sauce? You know me, I don't try to throw away anything. I go ahead and, whoops, got a little mess in there. I go ahead and swish that around and pour that right in there, okay? So just swish some water around in that tomato sauce can. That way you get all your tomato sauce out of there, so you don't miss one morsel, okay? So all the ingredients are in. The only other thing that I did not put in there that I normally put in there is going to be some black pepper. A couple teaspoons of black pepper. And just for the sake of flavor, y'all, a little swish of that we always cook with. Complete seasoning. And now we are ready, folks, to go ahead and stir this up real good. I'm going to put a lid on it. And I'm going to let it cook for a while, because it needs to be thick, because we want it to coat those noodles really good. We want all that seasoning. Now, who can guess and get the big prize? Now, before I say it, I want somebody to guess and tell me what one thing that I always use when I'm making this kind of sauce, what have I not put in there yet? I'm gonna pause and give you a minute. Pause and give you a minute and talk about, while I'm giving you a minute, I'm gonna talk about what a beautiful fall day it is today, and let you know what I've got on the horizon. Working on a cookbook, my favorite recipes. I'm working on doing a holiday video for decorating and Christmas foods. So probably about within the first couple weeks of next month, I'll start my decorating. I start pulling out all my decorations for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, because I leave all my decorations up until about the 10th or 15th of January, just depending on what I got going on otherwise. But anyway, still thinking about it. Y'all know I've just left off one thing. One thing that I have not put in here just yet. One little thing. And of course, you know, before I allow my recipes to go onto the table, I always go in there and taste and make sure that I've got just what I need. All the seasons, all the salts and the peppers and whatever. It's almost there. Now, yeah, let me stir a little bit more. I might just be there. I don't want to overdo it. But of course, if I overdo it to the good, that's fine. So have y'all guessed what that one ingredient is that I haven't put now? Okay. I didn't put the ketchup in yet, y'all. You know I got to put ketchup in this sauce. Yes. You know I got to put my ketchup in. By Food Line, no less. Okay, my good... that fourth of a cup of ketchup. You know I'm going to do that. And since I got lots of Parmesan cheese today, folks, I'm going to go ahead and put some Parm in there. About a half a cup of Parm in there. That Parmesan cheese steps it up another notch. So that's some of my little things that I do extra to certain recipes to give it that extra flavor. So the ketchup. And I think I need a little bit more salt to go in there. Okay. Them little darkies that you see floating around in there, just a little browned up onion. Now onion can turn that heat up, those onions. So we're going to leave them right in there because they add flavor. Okay. Let's get my little spoon going here again. My. Now, when that cooks up a little bit, I'm going to let it cook. You know what? Normally, when I'm cooking a meat sauce such as this, I cook this stuff 2 or 3 hours. But because, remember, I already told you in the beginning, another half a teaspoon of sugar in there. And you add one thing, sometimes you have to add another. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit more of that Italian seasoning. It's not going to hurt nothing, it just enhances. We're going to go ahead and get this all, what I was getting ready to say too about the length of time that I cook, because this is going to go into the oven. 30-45 minutes on this sauce is wonderful, because then you're going to have the time that it's going to cook in the oven, so you're going to get a good amount of cooking for the sauce, because you want that sauce cooked right on through and you want it tasting good. And this is going to be like, I used to make this for my kids all the time when they were small. They love those elbow macaroni. This is something about pasta and children. They love macaroni and cheese, and they love these macaroni and pasta dishes like this. They love it. So, let's go back and recap. I added another half of a tablespoon, or just 2 teaspoons, half tablespoon of the Italian seasoning, and another tablespoon of sugar. Okay, so that's what we needed in there. And now to blend it out, I am going to put, and you know, when you're making these recipes, if you don't want to just put straight up salt, if you got this adobo seasoning stuff like that, it's salty, so and it has some other flavors. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and put a teaspoon. This is gonna be a teaspoon, just a teaspoon of that. That'll give me that little bit of salt that I needed in there. Okay, so teaspoon of salt, or a teaspoon of the adobo seasoning to the other ingredients that we've already talked about. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, to see how, as it cooks, you see how the color and the texture and all changes. So this is the thickness that I want that sauce. So you know you got to turn it down real low, so it won't stick to the bottom of the pan, because we don't want to lose any of this. When I rinse this pan, I want it to be clean. I don't want to have to scrape nothing off the bottom. Sort of chopping those some big pieces of the stewed tomatoes up a little bit. Okay, one more sampling to make sure everything is in there that I need. Yes, ma'am, that'll walk down the street, around the corner, and speak to the neighbors. How about that? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on this and let it simmer. And when I come back, I'm just going to put those noodles in with it and mix it and put some cheese on top, pop it into the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes. And then I'm going to be on my way downtown to work, and Kareem's going to have him a wonderful meal. Oh, and by the way, I went to the bakery the other day. They sell the breadsticks at my bakery that they use at the Olive Garden. So we're going to have breadsticks with this meal. So, toodaloo for a couple seconds. Hey y'all, I'm back. My camera just did one of its, I don't know what you call it. I don't know what the camera did. I'm going to go back and I'm going to edit it real good, because the end of it was shooting and it wasn't moving. So anyway, what I want to come back and share with you, I told you all that we're going to have some of these breadsticks. These are the breadsticks that they serve at Olive Garden. They sell them at the local bakeries. When they get an abundant supply of them, they sell them in the little bakery. So what I've done here, I've mixed up a 1/4 cup of butter, a couple teaspoons of garlic powder, a couple teaspoons of garlic powder, a couple teaspoons of that Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of Parmesan cheese, and a little bit of adobo. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread it on each one of these here, and they're still frozen, so I'm just going to wrap them up, and they're going to go through the oven. As you can see, that's going to be so good with that spaghetti, with those noodles, not spaghetti, but the noodles. Anyway, it's basically the same flavor. So just take that mixture. Make sure you mix it up real good and just put it all over. Just slather it all over. Got to get them on the front end. There's plenty in there, so when they bump up against each other, they'll get on there. These are going to be so wonderful. I'm only doing 6. I'm already here. I'm saying, how come you didn't do more? Well, because the 2 or 3 people. Really, 6 ought to be a plenty, but you know how we do. Anyway, so that's that as far as the bread's concerned. Get every bit of that, and because they're frozen, obviously I'm not going to do them right now because nobody's ready to eat beefaroni this early in the day. So I'm going to set those off to the side, and now I am ready, y'all, to put this beefaroni together. Let me just say this too right quick. These pans here, I use 2 of them because they are disposable. If the spaghetti gets stuck real bad, I just throw the whole pan away. But that bottom one I keep, and I do 2 because it's heavy and I don't want the pans to bend. And this pan of spaghetti will serve 10, 12 people easily. And my people eat a lot of food, so this is 10 to 12 easily. So I always do a pan at least that big because I know if something's left over, they can eat some for tomorrow. The other thing, these pans come 36 to a pack for under $7. Invest in a stack of these because you can cook all kinds of things in it. Have leftovers in it. If you don't want to wash them, ball them up and throw them in the trash. But that's just one of those nice little tips, especially if you have small children and you want to cook in big batches. Use these 10 pans here. Okay, as you can see, my sauce is bubbling. I'm going to go ahead and put it together, and I'll just show you how I'm going to do with the first layer. I've gone ahead and rinsed out my elbow macaronis. So what I always do, see how nice that sauce is? And when you put that sauce with these noodles, you know the noodle's going to soak that sauce up. So I go ahead and just ladle me in 1 spoon. So we'll have sauce all the way from the bottom to the top. I just put me a good spoonful in there. And then I just start ladling in. Just start putting in my noodles. Get the noodles in there to cover the bottom of the pan. We'll do the first layer, and then we'll go off, and I'll come back and just show you how it's supposed to look. So I don't have too many down on the bottom, but just enough to cover the bottom. And I'll probably have 3 layers of this. And then just take and make sure, see, I got plenty of sauce. Now Kareem, he's a sauce man, so I cook plenty. So after this cooks, there'll be sauce for him to put on top of the sauce, in other words. So that's enough for that first layer. So see, that right there's enough for anybody to sit down and eat. But you know, we got to have it thick and good. So just make sure we cover it up real good. Won't see no noodles. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do until I get the pan full, so be right back. Okay, y'all, I got one more layer after this one, but now what I didn't tell you is that in between there, I go ahead and sprinkle some Parmesan cheese. Not the first one, but on the last layer, I mean the second layer, and then on the last layer, I'll put some Parmesan cheese, and then I'll put some cheddar on top of that last layer. But I go ahead and, you know, so you got that little cheesy Parmesan-y. It would be wonderful if I had some fresh grated Parmesan, but since I don't, guess what? It's going to work just fine. They'll eat it up. They won't never know. All they know is it's on the table and it tastes good. So I went ahead and did that. Okay, so we got that. Of course, now you know my next layer, of course, is going to be noodles, and then we'll be finished, okay? Okay, got that last layer of noodles and sauce on there, and what I'm doing now, this is thin sliced extra sharp cheddar cheese. Of course, it's by none other than my favorite place to shop in the world, Food Line. So this little pack of cheese, it's only a couple of bucks. I like grilled cheese sandwich, and I like you know, put the cheese on cheeseburger. And I don't like thick cheese on it. I don't like a lot of cheese on it. So these little thin ones, they are wonderful. And since this is the cheese of the day, that's what I'm putting on this spaghetti. I'm sorry, I keep saying spaghetti. Noodle-roni. Cheesy noodle-roni. Peggy's special noodle-roni. And then on top of that, I'm going to sprinkle some more Parmesan cheese. And it's going to be ready to go in the oven for about 35 minutes. Don't put it in there for too long now, because what will happen, you know, I told you, the noodles will soak up all of that liquid in there. You don't want it to dry out. That's what will happen. It'll get dry if you leave it in there too long. So this is just enough cheese for this dish. I probably used 6 or 8 pieces. I don't know. Cover that right there. And then what I'm going to do, put that right there since I had it left over. Okay. just gonna sprinkle some more Parmesan on top. Kind of got stuck in there. Anyway, this is what it looks like basically. And then I'm going to get a piece of aluminum foil and place over it. And I'm going to put it in the oven for about 35 minutes, okay? So, when you see this again, it's going to be ready to eat. Okay. Okay, there it is, y'all. Piping hot out of the oven, ready to be plated and eaten. Well, this is like midday, so I'm not gonna eat it until dinner time probably, or maybe a little lunch. Lady T is on her way to get her plate full, so she's gonna do lunch over here. So, but I'm not gonna do any lunch right now. So this evening when I come in, I'm gonna show y'all what else I'm gonna do with this meal, because I'm gonna have a salad with mine. Not doing a salad right now, but this is Grandma's beefaroni, Italian beefaroni. That is Grandma's Italian beefaroni. So it's ready to go. This is a do-ahead meal. I suggest that you just sort of take this one to heart and fix it sometimes. And like I said, there'll probably be some of this left over. You can eat some tomorrow. So until we cook again, love y'all. Keep praying. Love one another. And I'm going to say toodaloo.